Real Madrid has won the Champions League 15 times. 15! The next closest team has won it 6 times. That's not just dominance, that's a different sport. And here's the wild part. They're not even always the best team on the pitch. Sometimes Barcelona has better players. Sometimes Paris has spent more money. Sometimes Bayern Munich is absolutely stacked. But Real Madrid finds a way. And most people explain this with one word, tradition. But that's not actually what's happening. There's something much more specific going on, and understanding it will change how you watch football forever. Here's where it gets interesting. Real Madrid's dominance didn't start with mystical tradition. It started with a formula. In the 1950s, Real Madrid made a deliberate choice to build a team that could win in Europe, not in La Liga, in Europe. Most clubs were obsessed with their domestic league. Real Madrid decided to be different. They recruited the best players they could find, invested resources into European competition specifically, and built a team designed to beat the best teams in the world. This wasn't luck, this was strategy. And it worked so well that they won 5 European Cups in a row. 5 in the 1950s. That created something important, a culture. When you win 5 times in a row, winning becomes the expectation. New players arrive knowing they're joining a winning machine. The infrastructure exists, the experience exists, the confidence exists. But here's where it gets complicated. That culture should have died. In the 1960s, Barcelona improved. In the 1970s, Bayern dominated. In the 1980s, AC Milan became incredible. Real Madrid stopped winning the Champions League. Not for a few years, for 32 years. 32. That's long enough for an entire generation to disappear. Long enough that the winning culture should have vanished completely. But it didn't. In 2000, Real Madrid won again. And once they won, something strange happened. It was almost like the club had been asleep, waiting for the right moment to remind everyone why they were dangerous. Because what happened next would turn Real Madrid from a giant into something football had never seen before.
In theory, past success shouldn't matter. A trophy from 1960 shouldn't help you win in 2024. That's not how sports work, right? But reputation changes everything. When Real Madrid enters the Champions League, opponents know the history. They know who they are. And that tiny seed of doubt starts to grow. Then, Cristiano Ronaldo arrived. From 2008 to 2018, Real Madrid won 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years. 4 in 5. With Ronaldo, they had the perfect player for the perfect organization. He was hungry. They had experience. He was clutch. They knew how to win. He wanted to be the greatest. They had a system that turned great players into legends. But here's the thing that actually matters. Real Madrid's advantage isn't one thing, it's the combination. They have financial resources, so does Paris. They have history, but history alone shouldn't win games. They have elite recruitment. They have managerial continuity. They have experience in knockout football. They have the pressure of the Bernabeu. Most clubs have 2 or 3 of these. Real Madrid has all of them. And they've built them so well that when one fails, another takes over. Lose Ronaldo? They still win. Change the manager? They still win. Age a few stars? They still win. The machine keeps working. And that's the secret nobody talks about. Real Madrid has structured their entire organization around one goal: winning the Champions League. Their transfers, their tactics, their mentality, their infrastructure, their financial planning, everything points toward European dominance. Most clubs treat the Champions League like a bonus. Real Madrid treats it like a job. So when May arrives, when the pressure is maximum and the stakes are everything, Real Madrid isn't nervous. They've been here before. Not just the players, the club itself remembers how to win. And opponents can feel that calm confidence across the pitch. That's why they always find a way. Not because of magic, because of structure. Because of history meeting infrastructure. Because of 100 small decisions made over decades that all point toward the same outcome. And maybe the most fascinating question isn't why Real Madrid keeps winning. The real question is, Why hasn't anyone else managed to copy the blueprint? Because it's right there. Sustained investment, elite recruitment, experienced management, a winning culture, financial strength, and relentless focus on Europe. Anyone can try, but nobody has truly replicated it. And that's Real Madrid's greatest advantage. If you want to understand what really determines success in football, subscribe, because we break down the things most fans never notice, but that decide who lifts the trophy.